Hello and welcome back to the Wrong Podcast, the show where we watch and discuss all the films in Lifetime's The Wrong series. I'm Claudia,
I'm Jory.
and today we are talking about The Wrong Tutor, 2019, directed as always by David Dakota and written this time by Adam Rockoff. Jory, what do you think of The Wrong Tutor?
I don't. I think I said this about the last one, and then I feel pretty similar about this, where I don't trust my judgment because of the gaps in recording versus some of the other ones. But I think they have found the perfect balance of wild nutso writing and also being a goofy Lifetime movie compared to some of the earlier entries that were just kind of very run of the mill, even jumping into it. This one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will say this is not my favorite one that we have watched, but it has some of my favorite moments in the entire series so
Yeah.
far.
This one is probably the closest I'd say it's gotten to some more of the sleazy exploitation type stuff that David Dakota is involved with in the direct-to-video market.
I can see that, yeah. Yeah, this one is such a weird one. And after watching it, I went and looked at the Wikipedia page and saw, oh, it's written by Adam Rockoff, who did The Wrong Friend and The Wrong Boy Next Door. That's why it feels like it feels a little like those movies.
So we'll get. Bring it up because it's right at the beginning of the movie. But there was some stuff that makes it feel like a divergent path from The Wrong Friend.
Yes. I literally for a minute was like, oh no, is this The Wrong Friend all over
Yeah.
again? But no. Jory, what were your predictions?
So my big one was that I thought it would be a Parasite situation. How one of the Have you seen Parasite?
No.
Okay, so it's not really a spoiler. It's just one of the things going on it is that one of the characters in the family, he takes over his friend's tutoring job for this girl in the family, and I thought it was going to be something like that, a girl's tutor or something had to retire or something happened where they had to go, and then a new person would come in based off of a recommendation or taking the place of a recommendation so that they're sneaking their way in, and that would be kind of the problem that arises is they're the wrong person, which that was I assumed it would be the wrong would be a man, proven wrong pretty quickly because this franchise is not very subtle with its music stings. And then I assumed it would be a college thing as well, a service that if someone listening is in college, and I'd almost 100% sure I brought this up on an episode before, but because I am an advocate for this, if you're having trouble in your college classes, whether you're just entering college or especially if you're a non-trad student, because the part of what it's for, is your college probably has some sort of tutoring center, learning center or something where you can go and be like, hey, I'm butt at math, can you help me with it? And they have someone who either is probably a student who's getting paid on some work study stuff to help you out, and they're always really patient and really nice, and it's a very good resource. I've told friends to do it, and then they give me weird pushback, and it's like, you failed this class before, just do it, please. Please just do it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It I do understand it because it is embarrassing in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. And but yeah, highly recommend that. Highly recommend if you are disabled in any way, try talking to what is probably the same department to try and get accommodations, because in my personal experience, they immediately once I got a letter from my therapist were like, "Okay, we did almost everything that you wanted. This one we literally could not do, but we have an alternate thing if that works for you." So
Yeah.
you know, just it's embarrassing to do because you're admitting that something is wrong or whatever. But like you just do it. Just make things easier for yourself.
It's getting through there. But yeah, PSA aside, I did think it would be a college situation there because normally these movies have a turning to the camera moment of someone going, I'm 18, so nothing that's happened is weird, which didn't happen in this movie. I'm pretty sure. I didn't notice anything. And there's some other stuff that, based on the way things go in the beginning, makes me think that also, at least the main character isn't 18.
Yeah,
The wrong could possibly be even older than we thought based on the fucking ending. That's getting way too far ahead.
yeah. That is an interesting point that we'll get to. But I do believe somewhere in the beginning they do confirm that our main teen is 17.
Okay. You have
My
on predictions.
predictions, similar to you, I wrote that the wrong is a guy. Just crapshoot every time. Motive is money because I thought it was going to be like a trust fund student. Like this was maybe like a private school.
Oh.
I said the wrong was working with a partner, but I had no supporting reason. I said that I felt this was going to be two teens. This was teen on teen violence, and not a teen adult kind of thing. The people our friends who I was watching it with, when I was trying to make these predictions, one of them was like, I forget who it was, but they were like, I think it's going to be like an older adult preying on a teenager, and it's like they don't do that. They do the opposite.
Yeah.
And then somebody else said, I think it's a college thing. I said, I don't think it is, because the Lifetime moms don't seem to want to watch a college student, or
It,
Lifetime is telling them they don't want to watch a college student.
yeah, it's that is an interesting how it isn't ever really college because like I do think especially in the income bracket for the person we've made up is high up enough that like 18 off to college is a very like separation point in like
Mm-hmm.
the parent child relationship that they're still gonna worry, but the worries aren't coming home and aren't impacting them as much. So like you worry about the high school kid because they still live with you, and uh, of course you worry about your kid, but that's also a very like immediate near you danger. Kid getting in trouble at college is still scary, but there's a distance probably.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just it's a different point in life that they're just like they're not marketing to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong about like three of those. Oh, sorry. My last one was that our wrong was only going to kill one person. That was my big swing. I didn't go for my big swing of vehicular homicide like I apparently always do. Listening back to the episodes, I always am like, and I took a stab in the dark and said somebody's going to be hit by a car. Like it's the first time I've ever said that, but not this time.
do we? That one was right. I think. Do we know if that one time that we could call a death was a death?
I think so. I think that was our
Okay.
only death.
Okay, because I suppose they didn't like do anything. I think it would have stood out to me if they were like, he's in critical condition.
Yeah, yeah, no. I think they straight up said he was dead.
Yeah.
But we will get into that. Do you want to get into the intro to this hit film, The Wrong Friend? I mean, The Wrong Tutor.
Yeah. So our opening of The Wrong Tutor is our who we find out in a little bit is our lead with his girlfriend who is the main character from The Wrong Friend. And they're at a party, they're drinking, they're having fun, and she's like, "How about we go up to my room?" Or something, and takes her up there, and then like carries her there, puts her in bed, and then he's just like, "We've been drinking too much. You're in no state for us to continue the rest of our night. I'm gonna go. I'm fine to drive." It feels it feels like a wink, just a little bit of, hey, the last movie she was in and was at drinking at a party, bad stuff happened. But this time it doesn't. But I'm probably giving him too much credit.
Yeah. It's funny because I think the like house party set, I think it's the same one from The Wrong Friend too.
It is the same
Okay.
like poolside party area. Uh, I do
Do
like
you th-
that because she's like concerned about him driving, and he's like, it's fine. I've been drinking water, and I wouldn't be fun. We're too drunk to be having fun anymore. So she's like, recite your alphabet backwards. So he's like backing out of the room, doing the alphabet backwards, which. Uh, I watched it about a month and a half ago, but it was I was reminded of a Bill Hicks routine where he's talking about like DUI stops and stuff, and how that's such a bullshit thing to pull because fuck, I can't do that when I'm sober. Which I don't think I'd be able to do it at an acceptable pace, stone cold sober.
I no, I'm not gonna brag, but I can do it backwards sober. Well,
Ooh.
let's get me drunk for one of these and then ask me to to do the alphabet backwards. Name all the wrong movies backwards.
That would be a crazy test. I don't even know if I can name all the wrong movies even after we've watched
Same.
them.
Then he gets pulled over.
A stock footage of a cop car flashes
Mm-hmm.
on screen, and then it's superimposed onto the side view mirror, and yeah, we get the title card. And this is one of the things where, because if they did say his age, I missed it, but if he was 18 or older, I think the punishment would have been more harsh.
Yes, huge
Just
agree on that.
we get a card 1 month later, and he's like playing around with the soccer ball with a man who, alongside our lead, towards the beginning, I feel like as movie went on, I got more bought into his age, but he's playing soccer with a man who is definitely not a high schooler.
Oh yeah, no. Honestly, he looks like he's 27.
Yeah, and it's like, hey man, you gotta come out. And it's like, no, I can't do that. Got the DUI and everything, And it takes off, and then Jason Shane Scott shows up, who is the soccer coach.
Can we talk about how many of these we've talked about important sport plot points a lot?
Yes.
But have you noticed how often they're soccer specifically?
Yeah, I did write that down. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe because it's probably the easiest to represent on a low budget, because you just get a soccer ball and you get someone some like shorts and socks, because like football has a very specific attire. Basketball, you don't really, if it's with the organized thing, you don't really do that outside. Maybe in California, they practice basketball outside. My girlfriend is nodding, so they must have done that at her high school. uh,
I do its girlfriend.
but I think it's just the easiest one to do with what they have access to. That would be my guess. But I'm learning as a lot of their choices come down to that, like the lack of kids and stuff, just how much easier and cheaper it is to shoot without that.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense now that I'm thinking on it. Like baseball, you also kind of have multiple people.
You have a specific attire, and you have baseball, especially location, I think, is the big one
Yeah,
for that.
true. Interesting.
They should do, I guess, yeah, tennis would be just too, like, I guess they didn't really show a lot of people on his team here, but tennis maybe just hard to find tennis courts you can shoot at without getting in the way of people. Well, you can have people, you
Yeah.
can't have people practicing tennis on the lawn.
Huh. Yeah, no, that also makes sense why the other big one is like track and field.
Yeah, because you just have people running. Because yeah, wasn't in the wrong roommate, wasn't the like niece a runner slash like didn't she want to play soccer with Alan
Yes.
Seifer? Yeah.
I think weirdly, like, I think the captions at one point did reflect that split, where I think out of their mouth they said like soccer, and the caption said like 5 mile run.
Yeah. That sounds right. Maybe it's a actor input from Jason Shane Scott, where he's like, "Hey, I used to be a soccer player in high school, so."
Huh. Keep talking. I'm looking that shit up.
Because it's a very like, I don't know. It seems like especially with how low soccer is in like American relevance. You wouldn't do hockey because even though hockey is kind of big in California versus a lot of other states, because it's honestly it's one of the more expensive sports to get into. That's also a lot of stuff you have to do for like sets and equipment and stuff. Yeah, baseball. I don't know if you could if a teenage golf player would be compelling. My high school had a golf team, which is weird to think about. Uh, you can't do. They wouldn't do rodeo. My college had a rodeo team. Uh,
Oh, hang on. Now we're cooking.
I don't think you could do
Okay.
rodeo in Southern California, unfortunately.
So two things I've learned about Jason Shane Scott.
Sure.
One, he apparently was in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 as a voice. Just a weird thing to find on his IMDb page. And also, he was an athlete in high school, but he played baseball, basketball, and football.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Not actually for both Microsoft reasons and military propaganda reasons, but for an on audio gag, we gotta play through the Black Ops 6 campaign because that is just him in the game.
Let me see.
Just sent it to you.
It truly is. Oh my
That's
god.
wild.
I'm losing it. They even got his stupid hair.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jason Shane Scott, your hair is nice, but it's very iconic to me. Yeah. Also, just found out that he's only in two more of these at the moment,
Oh.
which is sad to me.
He comes up to our main character, who I already forgot his name.
His name is Eric.
Eric, and he's like, "Hey, uh, you're doing great, but your grades are really bad. You've got really bad grades, and uh." Unlike reality, where the school do whatever it can to fudge your grades so that the star athlete can play, we gotta add conflict into this movie, so you gotta get your grades up. As we get a dramatic music sting of a random white girl walking around a corner, and then she starts taking photos of them. To which I wrote down in all caps, "The wrong is a girl."
Yep, I check that off on the bingo card. I also one of those photos that she takes has like an extra like walking in front of them, which I found really funny. Um, yeah, this was say the line Claudia, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy.
Yeah.
She's the bad guy. It really just like immediately. I always find it so funny how quickly they'll like telegraph it.
Yeah, because
Like
it's almost it's an elevation of the like Netflix effect. How especially
mm,
since the pandemic, a lot of Netflix shows in their writing will have characters constantly stating their names, their actions, and motivations because they assume people are on their phones doing stuff while they're watching. So they don't have to look up from phones and miss them. They can still follow along while they're having the Netflix show up. This feels like way more hand-holdy in a way, but it also doesn't feel as like cynical.
Yeah. Honestly, like it's kind of gone for me from being like, oh, you don't trust your audience, to like, you trust your audience to get it. Like,
Yeah.
your audience knows what they're here for at the 12th Wrong movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here's your person, get ready to spot all the weird things about them.
Because you read the like trashy romance novels, was there a lot of like recurring stuff like that, would you say, in that thing? Because that, to me, in my head, even though they're two very different audiences, I feel like they kind of branch off from the same like pathway. It's almost like class specialization. Do you go into Lifetime movies or do you go into romance novels?
they they do stem from similar places. I feel like there are kind of like two two like oh, what do they call like subclasses in D&D or whatever.
I think that's just what it
um
is, or maybe they have
oh,
a
okay.
new name in like 5e or something. I don't know.
Yeah. There are like two subclasses of like romance novel reader too, where it's like kind of early 20s ish women, and I know more than people than just women read them, but I'm gonna say women, and then like middle-aged women.
Yeah.
And I feel like the 20-year-old women go towards the contemporary romance with like the cartoon covers that all look the same, and
Mm.
the middle-aged women branch towards more like Harlequin or Nora Roberts, where those covers all look the same, but they more have like live actors and a
The
specific kind of
Fabios.
style. Yeah, the Fabio kind of ones.
Because he
Um,
was a like romance novel model, right? That's where
he
he
was,
like,
yeah.
yeah, okay.
I think
That's
fantasy too, but I could be wrong.
okay. I mean, he does look like a fantasy character, so
Yeah, but the thing is that I feel like with the romance novels, it's the younger contemporary ones that lean more into like the Netflix effect,
okay.
where it's like where it's like they're kind of cynically walking you through the points. But that's a whole other thing. Listen to the last update for on the Three Little Words feed of the show is definitely not canceled, but here's how we're feeling about contemporary romance at the moment.
Without going too far down that tangent, I can believe that for the different audiences, because it's like the older audience probably has just read more in general, while or read a wider variety of books, while the more contemporary younger audience is probably coming from YA lit and what they had to read in school.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the older ones with Harlequin, they are setting very specific, like niche tropes that they want to hit, whereas the younger ones go broader with their tropes and market exclusive. Well, I guess they both market exclusively because the tropes. I can't get into this further.
Yeah, fair.
I'm gonna talk for 2 hours about it.
Yeah.
So Vivica's in this one,
Yeah,
of
she's
course.
yeah, we get the wrong takes photos of him, and he meets up with his girlfriend, who we learn that we get the heads up that Vivica does not like his girlfriend. And I wonder why. And then we find out pretty quickly that she blames the girlfriend for him getting the DUI because it was her party, and she's bad influence.
It really makes no sense to me, but I also completely believe it.
Yeah, it does probably hit on a like I don't know. I also I didn't really date at this age, so my mom didn't have the opportunity to
Same.
dislike my girlfriends. So, but it seems like a very. I guess I did have friends who their moms didn't like their girlfriends for vaguely similar reasons.
Yeah. You and I once again not being able to connect to this because we had no bitches.
Yeah. But
Oh.
I wrote it down because I don't think they flat out said it, but her job is some kind of like nationwide job. I don't know if it's like
Yeah.
franchising. I don't know if it's like land based, but she's gone a lot, and that doesn't play in as much as you'd think it would, because it plays in for
Yeah.
just like the kind of beginning of the movie, but then she's just home anyway. Because it of this movie especially too. I don't know if it was the gaps in watching, but this movie also felt kind of egregious with how much it set up things, like had characters say things that would pay off pretty soon after, and this one
Yeah.
is like one that did not really. Like it set up him being home alone for a little bit, but yeah, she's not gone that long.
You literally could have just said, "Yeah, my mom's at work" for that scene.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And yeah, I wrote in our pinned message for Vivica's jobs. I wrote traveling businesswoman. I do think that she is like franchising in some way because she said like we're opening up new locations in these two towns.
Mm.
And for some reason my mind immediately went to hotels. I
Oh, okay.
don't know why.
I think that's a good call. For some reason, my mind went to like I don't know why I thought like trailer parks and stuff. Maybe it's just the names of the
Ooh.
like locations that they did, but I also don't think that's like a nationwide franchising thing. I could also be total. Actually, you know what? Never mind. That probably is owned by like crazy like holdings companies. Uh,
Probably
when I think about, I immediately was reminded that a lot of mainstay tourist like shops in not my hometown, but like the surrounding area had to move because holdings companies drove up their rent too high, despite those
ugh.
businesses being around longer than those companies were in the area.
Capitalism, man.
But we also learn, of course, that there's a dad who is no longer
Hmm.
with them. Um, they, I, I still, I don't know if we've gotten down to like what, because I feel like just going, well, it's one less actor is too easy.
Hmm.
Because it's pretty easy to cast a dad. Maybe it's just like it adds a level of like there's only the one person, and if they're not available, the security is just gone.
See, I think it's more like there needs to be a reason for them to misbehave in some way, or for there
Mm,
to like be a strained relationship between parent and child. Like it can't just be that you kind of feel like your mom is being a big bitch and mistreating you while
yeah,
your dad is still alive. It's got to be that dad's dead and you're acting out.
sure.
That's is that kind of like the lifetime mom fantasy shit talking through. Like it's never your fault. It's your child's fault with the reactions that they're having over things that aren't your control in your control.
Yeah, and I think about it too. They don't. I don't think they've done divorce really. At least like that was the
Mm.
plot of the first one, but there isn't like dad's off somewhere. Because then it's like, well, the kid might they get in a fight with mom, they just go stay at dad's or something. But they
Yeah.
also don't go the route of dad works internationally or dad they are divorced, but dad is off on the other side of the country or anything like that. Because yeah, I guess with a parent like gone, that does, especially as a kid, it's harder to work through. Even though in this movie, yeah, she seems to be having. I mean, they it does come up like when they fight, but Vivica seems to be like struggling with it more than he is. Like
Truly.
he has like he has like the teen style outburst of like dad would understand more or whatever. Dad would be on my side, and she has the like mom in the movie thing of like your dad would be disappointed, this kind of stuff. But the scene
Yep.
we get of
What
them
would
like
your dad think?
yeah, they get the scene where we get them kind of like more dealing with it. She's broken up, and he's just like, "Hey, let's have a nice night, just remembering him."
Yeah, which is like shockingly mature for a 17-year-old
Yeah.
boy. It's so the patterns that emerge are so strange. especially because this series has like three main writers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because yeah,
I don't,
this is Adam Rockoff, who's going to write the next one, two, three, four, five,
seven.
6, 7, and then he's off for one. Then he's back on. Then he's off for one. Then he's back on, and then he doesn't come back until the wrong marriage. So he's
Boy, I
written
hope I like
almost.
Adam Rockoff.
He's written what seems to be the bulk of them. Uh, at least,
Yeah.
and all of his are like a solo credit. Like it doesn't seem like he shares any writing credits on a movie. So all of them that are him are just him.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
But,
Oh, Adam. Let's get
yeah.
his ass on the show.
But yeah, they get in an argument about his girlfriend, and then he's in his bedroom on a video call, which I went, hey, that's like pretty modern for how they've depicted technology in the past with this, which this is 2019, July 26th, 2019, so they would probably
Yep.
be doing like a video call, FaceTime or something like that. And I do like him being like, hey, my mom's gonna be gone for a while, you want to come over? And I like her being like, well, I have two very suspicious parents, so I don't think that's gonna work, and they're best friends with my friend's parents, so I can't use that as an excuse. And then he tries to be like, hey, what are you wearing? And she's like, oh no, it's breaking up, and hangs up on him. Which got a
I
good
like
laugh out
her
of me.
so much
Yeah,
in
she's
this
really
role.
good.
I think that she's so like so weirdly level-headed for a like partner of the main teen in one of these movies. I feel like oftentimes the like girlfriend or boyfriend who the wrong is usually trying to like knock out of the picture is like shown as very emotional, very irrational, very like quick to blame our hero.
Yeah.
But this one, she's like largely pretty chill.
Yeah. And this is you saying that has just like activated something in my brain of like it's always on the like adults are the ones who are, because in The Wrong Friend, her boyfriend, like even after what happened, he is like handling that way better than I would expect any like teenage boy to handle that just in general.
Hmm.
Like even regardless of the like just the like vague infidelity that turns into something that was assault when more and more information is revealed, like he's on her side like the entire time pretty much, while we've seen in like The Wrong Mommy and stuff of the adults, if they're involved in it, just like are like, no, you're being crazy, that doesn't make any sense. And she is kind of rightful, because up until she's on his side, things are, he has a reason to be concerned but are pretty flimsy, but she's like on board right away. And
Yeah.
when even after the thing that they gotta do so that the wrong has a bit of an attachment to the character, like even after she finds out about that, she's way more forgiving than I would expect her to be.
100%. Like I just God, that is so weird. I gotta start taking notes. I gotta write an essay about the weird like tendencies we see with characters and things in these movies.
We go back to school where we get our introduction of the girl. She's new. Her name's Emily. Um, the teacher, who is played by a recurring actor who I can't remember his name right now. William McNamara. That's who. The guy who this is the
The
like,
ex-husband.
yeah, this is the like least like gruff he's looked. Like he looks pretty like nice and approachable as a teacher, when all of his other characters just have felt like kind of scary bad guys.
I almost didn't recognize him because of that.
But yeah, hands back quizzes. It's like an intro to calculus class, and Eric has got a big ol' F on his paper, and I paused it to take a picture to see if it was like real math, and it might not be, but it wasn't like 2 + 2 = 5 being written down on the paper getting an F. Like they made it look like more advanced math.
That's good. I yeah, just Elle, when we were watching this, pointed out like, what is intro to calculus? It's either calculus or pre-calc usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Emily, which nitpick to Adam Rockoff, don't name two of your main characters alliterative names, please. It
Yeah, that's
makes
a
my
good
notes
call.
annoying. Um, she, how does she come up to him and talk to him about this?
I think she just like she says she goes to like introduce herself, and she's just like, hey, it looks like you could use some help, about how she's like pretty good about it, and the like agreement she wants from him is like, hey, I help you with your homework, whatever, I'll help tutor you, and you introduce me to people, I'm new here, it's kind of hard to make friends moving in the middle school year. And she also does seem immediately infatuated with him.
Yeah, Jory, they're paying her an exposure.
Yeah. And the other thing I do want to give a good note to her is she does a really good job of playing a like awkward, weird high school girl. Like
Yeah, the thing is that for like the first half of this movie, basically, I was sitting there like, I know that she's the bad guy because they've played a lot of weird music around her, but like, I don't dislike her. I'm not on her side here. I
yeah,
kind of feel like she's just like really awkward.
yeah, and
I know
she
that's not true, but it really feels that way.
yeah, and it doesn't give the like I feel like any way of wording it sounds like I'm being insulting, but I'm not. It's not the like awkward like nerd girl of like the 80s where it's very clearly a very like attractive model type girl that they cast for the role, but they like put glasses on her and put hair in her face, and then by the end of the movie she just moves those out of the way and everyone's supposed to go, whoa, she's hot. Like she's like a very like normal like uh person who it's more like believable that she's in this versus like they just cast some like Victoria's Secret model type person to be the awkward girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
And I do like that he's also like, I do have a girlfriend, so you
Yeah,
can't
he is very upfront about that.
you can't so don't get any ideas. And then also I'll need a ride. I'll explain it to you.
He really like on the drive to the library or whatever the next day. First of all, one, he gets in her car and he's like, "Okay, you look nice," when she's literally just like wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, I did write that down because like she doesn't look that formal.
Yeah, I mean she does look nice, but it's just cuz she's pretty. It's not like she's wearing anything particularly
Yeah.
interesting. Um and then he just starts like like dumping about his DUI and his dead dad.
Yeah.
And in return, she's like, oh yeah, my parents are both gone too. My dad was killed in a car accident. Then my mother dot 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 left. I don't want to get into it. Like, okay, we're just wow. This is a this is like half the autistic friendships I have had. Then we get some common core bashing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry, what?
wrote that down. That's so fucking funny. Uh, that feels like such a direct like. There's the I remember hearing about it on a movie podcast a long time ago about like I don't know if save the dog moment is like the right thing for it, but it's like you think you put in the movie to make the audience on their side or like cheer and clap for them. This feels like a way to make like the middle-aged parent watching this go, yes, that stuff is bad. Even though I did look up to be like, am I, every time I see people complaining about it, it comes across as people being mad things are different. Is it as bad as those people say? And then I look it up, and then all the stuff I find about it being bad is funded by super right-wing think tanks. So,
That sounds right.
For whatever reason, like, it could be just as simple as, yeah, the people we don't want to be getting educated, we're getting educated through it, we gotta stop it. But it is also a very just like, I don't want things to be different, damn it.
Yeah. It's like, it's such a bizarre thing to put in this movie for fucking like 17-year-old-ish to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be going well. He's learning it a little bit better. She like vaguely comes on to him, but he's like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. She's like, of course, you're a super hot star athlete. Of course you have a girlfriend. And then we get a extended, like, uninterrupted shot of her standing outside his house and watching him go throughout the house, which this and some other parts felt like more artsy and more like involved than they usually do with the camera work, which was fun.
Agreed. They really tried something here.
Yeah.
Oh, we also do find out that she confesses that she actually requested to be transferred into his math class because she saw him and liked him.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't seem too creeped out by that.
No. He's way more normal about it than I would expect a star athlete with a girlfriend to be, but about this awkward girl saying that to him. Afterwards, we get probably the funniest Chekhov's gun I've ever seen in a movie ever.
All right, hang on though. You didn't talk about her absolutely perfect tree carving skills, where she takes a knife out of her pocket and carves like Eric plus Emily forever or whatever into the tree, but it's like so clearly superimposed onto it in like actual typed out text.
Yeah. And she does it like super quick too.
Printer skills.
Yeah, the next day at school, he kind of invites her to like join him and his girlfriend to something. It's like because he's very thankful that she's tutoring him and helping him get better. She's like, nah, I don't want I'd just be a third wheel. And as they're leaving to go, she just grabs a fucking EpiPen out of her locker. And then they're like, what's that? She goes, oh, it's my EpiPen. If I get stung by bees, I'm gonna need it. To which I'm looking at the screen and going, huh, I wonder if bees are gonna come into play at some point.
I was like, I'm so hoping that she somehow makes her get stung by bees. I don't know how, but she's gotta.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of saying that out loud made me think of like how writing can differ from a video game to a movie. If they did this in a video game, it doesn't feel goofy because that lets you know that that's an important item and having tools if you need to do that. But in a movie, it feels like, okay, yeah, fuck it, come on, we get it.
I also gotta say, the girlfriend is really like pushing for her to come with. Like, she seems to really want her to like be involved. And there's a part of me that's like, I think the second half of this movie could have been avoided if they had just maybe decided to become a throuple. It seemed like that the energy might have been there.
Yeah. That'd be a good solution.
Usually is. Then there's a house party. Do teenagers have this many parties? I was not invited to parties like this as a teenager.
As a teenager, I did go to parties, but they weren't these kinds of parties.
Yeah.
So there wasn't. There's usually like a lot of us, and there wasn't alcohol, though considerably they were parent approved co-ed half sleepover parties, which feels very strange to allow to happen in high school.
Hmm.
But I also think there is a level of like, when I think about it, it's like there's so many of us, the likelihood that like, and there's no alcohol, like I guess also we're all weird losers and we're sneaking in alcohol, but there's this level of like there's so many of them, they're probably not getting up to stuff that crazy, and we weren't. We were just,
Yep.
there's just like 20 of us in the class watching like a horror movie or playing Just Dance or Guitar Hero or something. And then my usual weekends were just like 7 of us hauled our TVs to a friend's house and set up and played games in the living room. And not even like all playing Call of Duty. We did the 16 years ago version of what a lot of people do on Discord, which is just parallel play.
Oh, I like that.
It's weird to
Oh,
think of how much that's been a constant in my life.
yeah. That's. I think that's sweet.
Yeah, this party is like fucking crazy for high schoolers. There's like multi levels of people like drinking and inside and outside, especially if you're like underage and having a party, you don't fucking go outside. That's
Yeah.
you do it inside, because if you do it outside you make noise and you get caught.
Yeah. You're just begging to get arrested.
Yeah.
Emily starts pressuring Eric to drink, even though he's like, I've really not been drinking. It's not just because of the DUI. I gotta like keep my body in shape for soccer or whatever. Emily's like, come on, basically.
Just drink it. Just drink the stuff that the guy said. It was like grain alcohol, some other stuff, some more grain alcohol, and then
Yeah,
having
that sounds terrible.
the drink. He's like, "Oh man, I need more." And then his girlfriend arrives and goes like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, she's like,
Understandably
I'm
so.
guessing that's milk. Maybe there is milk in it. We never heard.
Hey, it could be like a fucked up like Super Bailey's.
Yeah, then they fight. Eric kind of retreats to a corner of the party where Emily finds him and kind of vents about all of this. And Emily kisses him, and he's like, "I gotta go."
Yeah, because she was like hanging on to his friend, which
Mm,
I it seemed like a. I guess it's because he does say something like, "Oh, I thought you were after that guy," or whatever, and she's like, "No, I'm not interested in him. Actually, I'm interested in you," kind of thing. It's like a weird visuals for it to go from that to, "Yeah, I'm done with it."
yeah. We do get one of my favorite moments with her though, where after after he like bails on her, she goes back to the party, and some guy like hits on her. He's like, "Why don't we go upstairs?" And she grabs him by the throat and says, "If you touch me again, you're dead." Which I was like, "Ooh, hang on,
Yeah.
maybe she's not so wrong after all."
I, I I I did write down with that it's easier to do, of course, but it looks like she just kind of like laid her hand on his neck, like there's zero force behind it.
It's like when you pick up kittens by the scruff of their neck.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And he heads back and just like sees his girlfriend and is just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry for being a big asshole," and she watches them make out and then goes home upset and starts to like cut up pictures of Eric and his girlfriend, and then also pictures of her with some guy. And
Which I
this
thought
was,
was great intrigue.
yeah, because immediately was like, who the fuck is that? Uh, and another thing with this is where they did like a lot of like Dutch angles, and like the way that this was edited was, I don't know if artsy is the right word, but they're like doing more with it than they usually do with these movies.
It's
It
intentional.
it did feel more like the kind of like angles and cuts that you'd see in like a Puppet Master or one of those movies,
Mm.
because there aren't as many like Dutch angles and stuff like that in these. A lot of times it's just you set the camera down. That's the shot you do, or shot, reverse shot, close ups, whatever. You're not getting like as creative like angle work and everything. While this, you're getting like the askew angle, which also kind of helps convey the like erratic state of mind that she is in while carving up these photos.
Agreed. They kind of went off with this scene.
Yeah.
I don't have exactly full notes on the next couple of scenes because I don't think they super matter until the huge plot point coming up. But
No,
I
I
did
did.
note. Hmm?
I was yeah. I did like the very like setup thing of the showing him punching in the security code.
Yep, that was my next point. Conspicuously shows his alarm code when she picks him up.
Yeah.
Uh, and then later on, there's a scene while they're at school, and I think Emily sees them like kissing at his locker or something. And in the background, there is a sign for auditions for production of The Odd Couple.
I also wrote that down.
Okay, on the same page.
uh yeah, they go to their next like tutoring thing where he's like, hey, what happened to the party? That was just like a thing. I was drunk, I was mad at my girlfriend, that was a mistake, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I understand. And then he's like, no, but you're like totally awesome, and if I didn't have a girlfriend, it could maybe be something, but you can still tutor me and we can still be friends and like hang out and talk. And like I said, you're hot, and if I didn't have a girlfriend, but otherwise now we just gotta keep things the way they are. Which it's like, dude, no, you gotta set boundaries for yourself for this. I don't know how you can say this out loud and not go, there's a problem here.
Yeah, the thing is that I so get where he's coming from, where he's like, she is so like, she's nice and she's pretty. I don't want her to think that she's not attractive, like I'm turning her down because she's ugly or
Yeah.
weird or something. But you're just going too hard on it because you also need to plant the idea in her head that she should kill your girlfriend with bees. Speaking of,
This is so good. So
she so she like goes over to the girlfriend's house and she has a jar with like a section of a wasp's nest in it and like 3 wasps,
yeah.
and she just like places it in the car, opens it, the girlfriend's car, opens it, and then just kind of like leaves. um Girlfriend comes out, she's going to go and like pick Eric up for something, and uh she gets stung by wasps.
And this is they did it. They use a commercial break for suspense. It goes to black right after she like it starts buzzing and she starts like notice that there's wasps. It cuts to black
This
because
was the
that's where the
first
commercial
time.
is.
Yeah, it was the first time I noticed them having like deliberate commercial breaks.
It's only taken 3 years and like 12 movies to do it, but they finally got there. After I
Nice
thought
job,
they would
guys.
do it from the beginning.
She does live.
Yes. She honestly makes it out better than I guess it's only one, or there's only 3 wasps that were in there, so it's not gonna be too bad.
Yeah.
Have you seen Sleepaway Camp? I also don't know how you are
No.
with horror or slasher movies, so it might be just something you've never
Jory, I did a
ventured towards anyway.
podcast about Saw.
Oh wait, yeah, fuck, never mind. I just at this point I know that like there's people on the network who are on the opposite end, so I think my brain just immediately goes to that. But yeah, you did fucking did stop. Okay, so it's not an issue. But in Sleepaway Camp, one of the like deaths is the killer drops a like wasp or bee's nest into an outhouse while someone's in there, and the level of destruction that this does to the person doesn't add up. Not only if they had an allergy, but there's like even if they had an allergy, the stuff that like happens to their body would not really happen. Uh, and it's the one that stands out the most to me from how many times I've watched that movie. And I know that they wouldn't do that here too, like because she's part of like the rising action and everything, and then like getting to the bottom of it. But it does feel just a very like almost bait and switch. You go, yeah, it was a little scary, but I'm fine now.
Yeah. In the hospital, she's like, yeah, the doctor talked to me. Apparently, wasps got into my car. He says it happens all the time. Did he? Does it?
I'd say it's probably not that uncommon, but to say it happens all the time feels absurd.
Yeah. uh, Emily shows up at the hospital, and
Yeah.
and Eric is like, "What are you doing here?" And she was like, "I heard that that Jess got stung by a bunch of wasps, and I decided to come out here. Like, it's not all about you, Eric. I actually give a shit about Jess. She's been nice to me too. So fuck off."
Yeah. Because I think he is understandably like confused and concerned, but the way his girlfriend reacts is also pretty reasonable. It's like, oh, that's so sweet that you were worried about me. And
Yeah.
there's a believable thing, like she did text her friends. There's believable that she could overhear. And with this, my girlfriend was like, I love the gaslighting.
Yeah. She truly is gaslight gatekeep girl bossing.
Absolutely.
So here is the thing that hang on. I guess we'll talk. I'm just gonna say it now. What the thing about this moment is?
Yeah.
Eric is talking to his friend later, and his friend is like, "Yeah, I heard Jess got stung by a bunch of bees," and he says it was wasps actually. And then he kind of like he realizes that Emily said wasps when like literally everyone else that he spoke to about it said bees,
Yeah.
like that they had heard bees. And he's like, "Oh, this is a smoking gun that she did it." And I'm like, "Buddy, this is not the rock solid evidence that you think it is."
No, it's such an interchangeable thing. Like I think I can like vaguely understand it, but I also think her weird behavior has not added up to a point where he can just immediately go to she did it.
Agreed. Like he has literally no reason to believe that she is capable of this. He hasn't seen her stalking him.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen her perfect handwriting carved into his tree. Like it just feels so out there. And like I was trying to think of what justification I would go to in that moment. And it's like I think that people think of wasps stinging more than like bees on the whole.
Yeah. If I think of a sting, I'm thinking of a wasp. I think, and they're like, and when it comes to like stinging too, the bees, wasps, they're interchangeable enough that like a game of telephone, especially at a California high school,
Mm-hmm.
those details could get mixed up pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I think would like elevate this, and not only because it's on my mind because it's my college mascot, is if she said like, I heard she got stung by yellow jackets or like hornet or like something a little bit more specific. Because
Agreed.
wasp feels way more generalized than if you said like hornet or yellow jacket or something like that.
Yeah. Also, also Jay pointed out while watching this, like this this movie is about two black teens that get harassed by wasps.
That's really good.
Man, I think that so what I'm trying to say here is that Emily did nothing wrong, and I don't think that Eric should be accusing her of anything actually.
He does not have the solid evidence yet. This would get thrown out in court. There's a level of plausible deniability here.
Yep.
And then after having this like weird conversation, He goes home to find she's at his house, which is both kind of cause for concern, but also she's tutoring him. She knows where he lives, and on like a certain level, I don't think it would be that weird if she wanted to introduce herself to his mom.
Especially when like her mom now knows that like she's getting good grades because of
Yeah,
her.
like it's pretty believable, especially in a like I don't know nicer income kind of area, because this is also the same house that they used in The Wrong Friend as well.
Yep.
So I know it's because there's the weird like device I can't figure out what it's used for in the kitchen.
Yeah. And Emily actually lives in the house that they used in the first couple of movies.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
but it's very immediately too we get the a thing of she loves this girl, while there's the problem with his current girlfriend, and he's like, hey, we didn't have a tutoring thing, you gotta leave, please. This is really weird.
And I so believe that Vivica would be like, yes, please come in, date my son. His girlfriend sucks.
Yeah. And I did like the thing where she's like, you always lose your house key. Which I did not
They're
think would
really.
pay off immediately with Emily steals the house key off of his keychain as she leaves the house.
Have you seen Perfect Blue?
That's in my top 4 on Letterboxd.
Okay. So do you know in Perfect Blue when she's doing like the photo shoot and there's the guy is taking the pictures and then he runs out of pictures on the roll of film and he hands off the entire camera to an assistant who hands him a new camera with film.
Yes.
That is what Anton Chekhov is doing here with all of the guns that he is loading. Also, Emily here says, I'm sensing a little hostility from you, Eric.
Yeah. And then he just immediately tries to accuse her of planting wasps in his girlfriend's car.
He does. It is a little hostile.
Because she goes after the kind of like arguing. She's like, I don't really feel like tutoring you today. Sorry. He was like, I don't want to see you ever again.
I don't remember the full context of this scene, but I wrote down that his girlfriend says, "You've been distant since I got out of the hospital." And it felt like it was either like the same day or the next day. And it's like, girl, it's been like, it's not even been a couple of days yet.
Yeah, this is after we get a scene of Emily like going through the house when no one's home. I think she like sees him at soccer practice or something. And she just like goes into grabs some of his clothes and starts sniffing them, and I was hooting and hollering. Oh boy,
Me
that is
too.
fucking wild.
It was great. And to top it all off, she like gets into his bed and like smells the shirt. And
Yeah.
also she gets into his bed with her shoes on, which should be considered a war crime. But honestly, like I felt it was a good creepy touch. And also something I fully believe that this weirdo teenage girl would do.
Yeah. It adds a level of like edge to it that I feel like they've strayed away from with these in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it especially there is those things that feel different depending on like the age of the characters and stuff. And them being younger does have that like level of unease versus like oh, this is saying this on stream last night. Actually, this is why I was saying something of this on stream last night, where in like anime stuff there is a small gap between like a character's a pervert, but they're like a 15-year-old versus a character's a pervert and they're like 50 years old. Like as a teenager, it's a kind of negative expression of a feeling that they have, and it's gross, but it's like those are feelings. As an adult, it's like they should have moved on past that. It's way more gross.
Yeah, it's It's the kid from Flowers of Evil versus the creepy guy from Perfect Blue.
That's great. I'm so glad you
Am
mentioned
I
that.
doing some deep cuts for you today?
I think about Flowers of Evil all the time.
Oh, it's such a good series.
I haven't read. I'm planning on reading the manga soon because watched it as it was coming out, and I'm still pissed that it never got another season because loser nerds were mad that the girls didn't look hot and instead were rotoscoped, which just made it way fucking creepier.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to read the manga though. The like last quarter of that series is so like it's kind of genuinely touching in a lot of ways. Anyway.
This is more motivation for me to get on that. It's crazy that you bring it
Yeah.
up because no one fucking talked about that. But yeah, that is like a good comparison. It adds a level with this too. It adds a level of like, I don't know. This is just her acting out, and it doesn't feel as sinister as like when we see the adults in these movies being weird either. Like,
Yeah.
and that's another touch to these ones with where the characters are subjects are generally younger, is it doesn't feel as malicious or like scary. It feels more like, I don't know, tragic's the right word, but it has a level of like they're not fully in control of what they're doing, but not in a like they're mentally ill crazy kind of way. Just kind of like they're acting like weird teenagers and not malicious scary adults.
Exactly, yeah. So Jory and listeners, read Flowers of Evil and have an essay on my desk by Tuesday.
But after we see her sniffing his clothes, he Eric goes to his girlfriend's like, "Hey, I think she tried to kill you, and she really is into me, and she wants to get rid of you so that she can be with me." And she's like, "Well, of course she would have a crush on you. You're a super hot sports star, and you're very nice, and you have a lot of charisma, and you're great and awesome. How couldn't she?"
Yeah, she's like so not threatened by this.
Yeah.
Like she already knew because
Yeah.
she's not being subtle about the
Yeah.
crush she has. I don't think anyone is ever really subtle about the crushes they have.
It's delivered in a way that like you don't have to rewrite her character that much. Like her performance alone, if she just performed things differently, she would come across as like a bitchy mean girl who's like, yeah, I know, but he's mine, so I don't care. But she just comes across as like sympathetic and understanding and nice.
Yeah. Again, I'm saying thruple. Though she is kind of mad about the kiss that he mentions.
Yeah.
He's like it was for 2 seconds. It was right after our fight, and she's like she's not even that mad. She's mad for like a minute, and then she's like, whatever if it was just a kiss.
Yeah.
And also, I feel he should have mentioned that she kissed him.
Yeah. He probably feels like some guilt because he put himself in the situation, but like, yeah, she did all of it. I guess he didn't pull away right away, but this is also similar to the wrong student. He should have got in front of this and been like, "Hey, this happened
Yeah.
at the party. I'm sorry." But the look on her face when she like starts to hear about it is like, "Oh no." When she goes, "How much did you guys do?" Like she was worried that it was went way farther than that, which I think the fact that she's like fine with this but was worried it could have been more is there something that's going on in the past, or is is her lines for this is she just like incredibly forgiving?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's too mature for him.
Honestly, a little bit, because especially with the way that if with that happening and them continuing to have like a friendship and like her tutoring him and stuff, that should give some cause for concerns. Like, hey, that happened, and then you didn't tell me, and then you've still been around her and still been doing this stuff, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing of, cause when he's like, yeah, you're great and everything, and I have a girlfriend, but whatever, we can't date. The way he sets the boundaries and the way that they go about this just feels like, huh, everyone should be just a little bit more concerned.
Yeah. It how bizarre. We get the scene that we talked about earlier where Vivica is crying at home because it would have been she and her dead husband's 20th anniversary that day, and her son is like, well, let's reminisce about him instead.
Yeah.
Um and then that night, he goes to bed, I'm pretty sure with his shoes on. Um and he's asleep, and Emily comes out of his closet like the boogeyman.
Oh man.
And gets into bed with him, like takes off her shirt, gets into bed with him, and like cuddles up. And
I did
he
not think
is
she would take her shirt off.
I didn't think so either.
I
And
figured she
here's
was
the
going to get in
thing.
the bed, but I did not think she was going to take her shirt off.
Here's the thing. I think that Adam Rockoff wanted her topless, even though he knew that Lifetime would not let him do that. Because the lines around it where she's like, don't you like what you see or whatever, it feels very like more than just a bra kind of stuff. I know that it applies both ways, but to me, I'm like, one, it would be more realistic in my
Yeah.
opinion, and two, it feels more exploitation-y.
Yeah, if this was in a not Lifetime movie, she definitely would have been topless.
Yeah.
And the thing that stood out to me with this is I was already in shock that she was in her bra getting into bed with him, but also she still had her shoes on.
She still had her shoes on.
And she was also laying down in her jeans, which, like, I especially don't think they're gonna have her stripped down for this movie, for this. And once she did take her shirt off, I had to do my obligatory. Whenever I watch exploitation movies and there's nudity, I gotta go. Not for this movie. You can't be doing this for this movie. It's not worth it. But just getting in bed in her jeans and shoes, but no shirt. You know, maybe because I'm not actively been put in situations where women take their shirts off and climb into my bed. Wouldn't happen now because I am in a happy relationship. But I say that as she's getting up and walking behind me, and like she would get upset at me for saying that. But even before that, there weren't women doing that. I think if I saw that, I'd be like, huh? Why do you still have your shoes on my fucking bed? Don't you like what you see? No, I don't like you wearing your shoes in my bed.
Were you wearing those outside? Please leave.
Yeah. But yeah, I was losing it at this. This is like exploitation level that I did not think they would cross into. And even though they kept it like TV safe, it has the same kind of like notes that you would get from a scene like this.
Yeah. It's still shocking in that way. He like drags her down the stairs and out of the house by the hand and is like, you can give me my clothes back tomorrow. Which, like, I didn't realize that she was wearing his clothes. They kind of didn't, clothes don't have a gender, but they didn't seem like boy clothes, really.
Yeah. They didn't seem like
Um,
oversized on her.
Yeah, exactly. When he is a fair bit bigger than her.
Yeah.
And then the next day, she formally files a report of sexual harassment against Eric, which I checked off my bingo box for fear-mongering.
So there's one thing about this and what comes after this that I want to touch on that I'll get to in a second. But the thing is, like, one of the things is that apparently when he was dragging her out of the house, he was holding onto her hard enough to leave bruises. didn't look like that, but I also don't
No, not at
think
all.
I also don't think I don't know. Honestly, this would be a good time for a reference to cyber seduction. There is
Mm-hmm.
a wild ass scene in that movie where a girl like hurts herself and then accuses the main character of doing that to her. Uh, that would be a way they could in this to show that like she's kind of been pushed over the edge, that she's going to extremes, like her climbing into his bed and stuff. That's already like fucking way too far. But this would be like another step to make it seem like the violence that comes in later would be more on the level. Because I do think that
Yeah.
well, doing the wasps and stuff is still like she's trying to kill her, but it's the difference between I don't know poisoning your evil husband in the movie versus like stabbing him or something. There's a level of like violence to it, but
I mean, the thing is that we've seen that in, I forget if it was The Wrong Friend or The Wrong Crush, where the bad guy like beat
oh
himself up in
yeah,
front of a
it
mirror.
was the wrong friend. Yeah, he blamed her boyfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we also have that
I kind of
existing
thought we were
thing.
doing it. Yeah.
But the thing that just comes because is like, hey, she doesn't want to press charges, but and neither does her grandma, but we have to take this seriously. And the thing that I could not put my finger on with this was, is the coach's reaction to this a bad guy reaction? Because it teeters on being like, especially when he confronts her later and stuff, it teeters on being like a you're lying about this to hurt my star player kind of thing. Are you gonna retract it? But he's also like, hey, I'm taking this very seriously to the fullest extent, even if you don't want to press charges. But it's like bouncing back and forth, and I also don't know if he's saying that to be
Yeah.
like, because the way he delivers it both comes across as, hey, I'm on your side, even if you're not fully on your side, kind of thing. Where the kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing that need to push for one, people are uneasy. One, this stuff has actually happened to them, and I feel bad saying that, but it's about a movie, and we know the reality of the
Yeah.
situation already. Or is he on the side of, you're lying and I'm threatening this because if you don't retract your story, you're going to ruin his life and you're going to have to live with ruining his life?
I was also super confused on where he was with this. I don't know if he like switched sides at some point after Eric explains what's going on, but like it really does feel like he believes Emily at first, and then he either like, I don't know if he stops believing her at some point, like when she later like sees him at his car, I think, and is like, "Hey, did you talk to Eric?" And she's acting a little suspicious. I think maybe that was the turn, but it's so unclear.
And
Um
I don't know if they're like trying to like walk that line, especially this being a very post Me Too movie.
mhm.
And then also some of the stuff with regarding I don't think these movies will get into like race stuff. Maybe they will, but it does feel it also like kind of pre 2020 sort of thing with the way
Mhm.
no one believes him and the like level of like racial like stuff that you could draw from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there is a lot there. And they're just not going to really touch it is the thing. But like I find it funny that she seems shocked that they're taking it seriously. I think that
Yeah.
is a more interesting comment than the oh, we have to take it seriously in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like looking straight into the barrel of the camera. Uh and like I don't know. It's it's like this is the shit that I hate so much of the I just don't understand what Adam Rockoff is doing with his writing career because The Wrong Friend is literally about the opposite of this. We're
Yeah.
literally like essentially on Emily's side in The Wrong Friend because like he's actually done something to her and like nobody really believes her. It's a he said she said kind of thing. And now we're on the what was his name? John's side or whatever. Where like he allegedly did something and we're supposed to not like that people are believing her.
Yeah.
And it both both kind of make me upset.
The I think the thing that like I'm coming to, especially as you say it, is that it's a this guy doesn't actually have like feelings on these things. He's just writing shit. It's just kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate. Um, he's just like, this will add drama. Probably not even considering how contradictory two things he have written are with each other, and how they could come across, especially looking back at them like 7 years later.
Yeah. Adam Ralkoff, I need you to get a lesson in feminism. What you're surely you know women. Imagine if the women you know were those women. Makes you think, huh? They Jess and Eric, because Jess is like on board at this point that Emily is unhinged in some way. Um they go on to Emily's Life Talk page and see
Yeah.
pictures of her with some guy, and off to the side there's an article about a string of unexplained deaths.
Which have no connection.
Nothing. I kind of wonder if that's a joke about all the people who get murdered in these movies. I don't think it is, but I like to. I have hope.
I my brain was going to Catherine, how just men are dying in their sleep. But the other one that I liked
Edge.
up there was the continued debate keeps things lively in Washington as House and Senate come to a final conclusion on health care for all. Well, that conclusion is no.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, they're just like doing their deep dive investigating. They find a guy with a very Irish name. Can't
I was gonna
remember,
say the same thing.
but I wrote down that it was Irish.
Robert O'Shea.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, I gotta go to practice, and she while he goes to practice, she just goes to confront this guy about it.
Yeah,
Which,
Jess drives out to this other school and is like talking to Rob O'Shea, the last guy that Emily stalked.
yeah. And this felt a very Law and Order, you know?
Mm.
The specific parts in Law and Order where they like go to talk to the person and they just give the like kind of generic rundown that's very expository in a way that feels a little goofy. This is like, oh man, you know her? I wish I didn't.
It felt very Gone Girl to me, like that scene where Ben Affleck talks to one of his wife's ex-boyfriends and he's like visibly shaken talking about her. That's where my mind went.
I did also like that after he gives it he kind of like half hits on her.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does.
But he does drop the
Yep.
craziest fucking reveal that they've done is, yeah, her dad died when she was young, and then her mom left her behind for a professional soccer player.
Oh man, do you think it's Coach Dominic from The Wrong Student?
I hope so. The thing with this is like it's almost there for like a motivator like that. I don't know if you could. I don't know how you could do it in like a movie, maybe on like a limited series or something. But if you just showed the like I don't know, her relationship with her mom being bad, her mom having some kind of like, these are the things you have to achieve to be worthwhile kind of thing, and that's the lesson she learns, so she gravitates towards the soccer players. But this, it just feels kind of silly of like, is she like, because it also, she also doesn't go in, I think this would be a good sign too for the twists that we would get in the earlier ones, where their mission is different than what we thought it was. Like, if this was, she wasn't infatuated with him, she was trying to ruin these lives of these soccer players before they could become
Yeah.
pro soccer players to steal moms away from their daughters, because that's what soccer players do, as we all know.
Yeah. Those slutty soccer players. I agree. I kind of wish that was it now.
Because like
Because that's such a bonkers motivation that I really think that kind of elevates it.
yeah, just need a little bit more, because like I can see what they're doing there, but just a little bit more, and you're playing back to those other things that they did. He does
Yeah.
he just tried to hit on her by being like, you can give me your number and I'll text you anything else I remember about her. And she's like, hey, remember I got a boyfriend. You give me your number and I'll text you if I need to know anything else. Which came into play
Yes.
in a way that I didn't think, even though I probably should have.
I didn't think about it either. Also, because they're just kind of recycling scenes from other Wrong movies at this point, because Emily tips off Vivica about some type of ambiguous pill that she is planted in Eric's room.
Yeah, and they're talking about it in a way like they're just not even gonna say what kind of pills they are. 'Cause she's like, she told me about them, and that you're stressed from school and soccer, and that you're using them to deal with the stress. And
Yeah.
they're big fucking pills in there. It's like, I don't know what those could be.
Yeah, is he dosing penicillin like like that other kid?
Because I think of like he's an athlete. He probably has access to like pain pills or muscle relaxers or something. That'd be
Yeah,
something
I
that'd
was
be
thinking
believable.
Quaaludes or Oxy or something.
They just have a very like beating around what the pills are, and then he tries to be like, hey, uh she tried to kill my girlfriend with bees. She's the one who planted those there. uh and of course mom's not gonna believe him, and also is like, you can't see Jess anymore, your girlfriend.
I don't care if she tried to kill her with a gun. She's getting you a B in math.
Yeah.
A B in math. Then we get a scene where that I'm a little confused on, because it looks like she must have Emily must have already had Rob's number, right?
I assume so.
Okay. Cuz like she transfers her contacts to a burner phone with the amazing UI where it says transfer contact info, go. With like a big button. And then she texts Rob and is like, hey, it's Jess. Come out to the park at midnight, just like in the hit film The Wrong Student. And I'm going to stab you in the middle of the park.
Yeah, and because he doesn't have her new number, and he just gave his number to the girlfriend, they're not gonna know. He's not gonna know that he's
Okay.
being tricked. But
There was a moment where I thought this was like a phone cloning kind of thing.
okay, yeah, I think it was just like to get around that, because he would expect a number that he doesn't have
Yeah.
saved to text him about it. But the a thing with this that I would like not hand holding is, she doesn't need to transfer contacts because she can just look at her phone and do that. But I also think it would help if they just showed her buying a burner phone and then using
Mm-hmm.
that right away, because she was obsessed with this guy. She probably has that number memorized.
Mm. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah. And we kind of skipped over it with being obsessed, but apparently the way the photos looked tell a different story that she had with him,
Yes.
but he just like, yeah, it was nice to her. She just knew she was having a hard time, whatever. It just got out of control. But the photos they have together look like couple photos.
Yes, he says like, okay, so this is something really interesting to me because of like the kind of unreliable narrator stuff here, where he says at some point I realized that she like wanted more than I did, or she thought that this was kind of different than I did, and I shut her down, I cut it off, and she got really upset about that. But then, like you said, there are photos of them on Life Talk, and they're very coupley. And when he talks to her in the park, she asks like, "What did you tell Jess?" And he says, "I just told her that we dated for a little bit. That's all." And it's like, okay, so I think that he lied to Jess and that their relationship was like deeper, more intense, or something than it actually was, than he conveyed.
Yeah, and it makes it seem like, I don't know. This would be better if they like went to talk to him earlier. So, or honestly, this is something where the problem with it is the way they write these movies. Because I think this would work really well if things were kind of weird with her, and Eric went by himself or something to talk to this guy, and this guy, having had the like bad experience with it, but is also kind of and we don't know if she's like actually like obsessive or weird or scary or anything. And as an audience, we could go either he's like, he downplays it, but he also kind of plays up to she's crazy aspect. We can go like, well, we don't know for sure because people talk about that like that about their exes all the time or something like.
Mm-hmm.
But here it I don't know, maybe he's just lying to the girlfriend because he wanted to get a number to get with her.
Ooh, yeah. I think that there's something interesting here, though, where we could have kind of seen, like, what would have happened to Eric if he didn't have a girlfriend. Like if he was available and maybe was... Like, he does seem to have kind of a vague mutual interest in Emily, but it's like,
Yeah.
he is being the good boyfriend and not acting on that. But, like, what would she have done even if she didn't have to, like, shove someone out of the way to get to him?
Yeah.
Adam, contact us. We can work out the next one.
Please. During this entire one, I was like, I want to be in one of these movies so bad.
Same. We gotta get this podcast huge, Jory, so that David calls us and says, "I want you in my next Wrong movie." We're gonna have.
It worked for the McElroys to make a podcast. Did they actually put in Trolls? I think they were. But I also don't. I remember like when it happened, I was talking with someone and they're like, there's a good chance that they just like didn't put their scenes in the theatrical cut, which I was thinking like that'd be very funny if they got to be in the movie, but not in like the run that people cared about.
That would be hilarious. But we know with David, he's not leaving anything on the cutting room floor.
No. Eric meets with his girlfriend at the pizza place, where they were at earlier in the movie. And I noticed that they had all the Coke bottles turned around so you don't see the logos.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very funny. But she just kind of like fills him in on what happened with the Rob guy that she talked to. And he's just like, yeah, no one's going to believe us about any of this, even though she's crazy. They're not going to be able to, no one will believe us. So what do we do? Yeah.
And he's like, he says, it's only a matter of time until she hurts one of us. Hey, dude, she wasped your girlfriend.
Yeah.
She already has hurt one of you. I don't know, where were you for the first third of this movie? And in a very weird turn, Emily, like, talks to the coach again, and, like, she tells the coach, like, Eric and I were destined to be together. Like, you are giving this up way too fast and too readily. You gotta play it cool. I just it just felt like a weird line to me.
Yeah. It also kind of just feels like a weird escalation with her. I mean, she did stab the guy, but like I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't feel like enough has happened for her to come unraveling to people at school.
Yeah, like in other movies we see that breaking point. Like in The
Yeah.
Wrong Student, there is a moment where it's like it's very clear that Coach Dominic will not fuck her, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill everybody."
Yeah.
And here we don't really get that. She just kind of decides at some point, like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
So Jess and Eric go and explore Emily's house because for some reason the sexual harassment form that the coach showed him about that Emily filed, they love a record privacy violation in these films.
Oh yeah, we forgot to
It
mention
had
that
her address.
he did that. He
Yeah,
absolutely should not
just
be
fucked up.
showing that. Even, but yeah, it just had her address on there. I looked it up. It's not a real
Yeah,
address. Bummer.
if it was like Jess who asked about it and he showed it, I would understand it a little more. But
Yeah.
like literally, this is the person you have to not show this to. Quite frankly, you shouldn't have told him who filed it.
Yeah. And honestly, like they wouldn't have to, and they wouldn't have to for the audience either. He'd be able to draw that conclusion, and we'd be able to draw that conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Instead of having him get the address that way, just have him like sneak into the records or something.
Yeah, exactly.
School espionage.
But he has to be a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they wait for her to leave for school so they can sneak into her house. First, after she leaves, they like knock on the door because Grandma's gonna answer the door. They'll talk to Grandma. They'll find out what's going on. But no one answers, so they like sneak in, and after they like find some mail that shows that Grandma's in like a retirement facility, like an assisted living home.
Which I have questions on how she can afford that, but it doesn't matter, I
Yeah.
guess. So like Emily has been living alone, but like saying that she lives with her grandmother, which I'm a little confused on. Like the school said that her grandmother also wasn't going to press charges. Is Emily, whenever someone calls her grandma from the school or whatever on the phone, like, yes, dear, no, I don't want to press charges. And she has a laptop. They open up the laptop and she has a desktop full of folders with guys' names on them.
Yep, I wrote them all down.
Please go right ahead, because I want to talk about a couple.
Okay, so they've got Eric, Rob, Aaron, Mike, Neil, Ken, Glenn, Lindsay, Dan, Sasha, Tim, mail, music, videos, and recycle bin. I feel really bad for the guy named Recycle Bin. I was typing him out, and I was like, "That's a good joke." Yeah, were you also kind of focused on the Lindsay and Sasha?
Yes, it's like those two names I know can be guy names.
Yes.
Like, Sasha is a common like Russian nickname for Alexander.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew it was like a Slavic origin for like a male name, but I didn't know it was kind of a nickname thing.
Yeah. Lindsay, listen, I'm a big dyke. I'm always hoping for lesbian shit. This too can be Yuri.
So I to that too. It does like names can. Or it's arbitrary, whatever. I have noticed I knew Lindsay's in school, both sides, and that specific spelling was usually what the girls had, and like if a boy was named Lindsay, it was spelled like differently. I can't remember how, but I know it wasn't Lindsay.
See, that's what I thought too. Very interesting. Maybe her mother was bisexual and she was like, I gotta cover all my bases with hot soccer players.
Honestly.
Her mom ran off with Mia Hamm. It's the only soccer player I know.
And when they discover this, there's 5 minutes left of the movie.
I like moused over because I was like, hang on. I don't feel like there's a lot of runtime left. And I moused over and was like, oh, this is over. Which I haven't felt since like the first few.
Yeah.
Like Emily comes home and confronts them like knife in hand. And she says something to Eric like her I wrote down run off with some young hot athlete like my mom, but there's no way she says that directed at Eric, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she just says some obsessive stuff and then she runs away. And
Yeah.
we get a 1 year later title card and she's like in a new school and going by the name Jordan. Here we go again.
It pans over from a kid in a varsity jacket to her. And I don't know why all of a sudden these last few they've been doing more cliffhanger endings. But another thing with this
Yeah.
is like with the other ones when they have done these cliffhanger endings, there has been a like I don't know, some kind of action that would lead a character to run off, whether there's been like a fight or something or whatever. They've just kind of found out her secret that she doesn't live with grandma and that she's been doing this for a while, and then she just goes, I'm running away.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, and there's usually when we do that, we get some kind of follow up on the main characters too.
Yeah.
No. We don't find out what happened to anyone. We don't even get Vivica saying the name of the movie.
No, which is a big bummer.
It would have fit in so well,
Yeah.
but it would have also required Vivica to admit that she was wrong.
That's true.
She could be like, I guess she was the wrong tutor, but then she would, you know, might have to admit that his girlfriend was right, and I think she would rather die.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jory, tell me about the thrills.
It's pretty thrilling. All of her like exploitation, creepy stalker stuff is got me hooting and hollering. It's fascinating, and it reaches highs that I did not think that these would go to. Like they've kept things like within the like kind of lifetime sphere of what limits they'd go to, but this just adds a level of just like sleaze to it, and not just because she took her shirt off, but just like her like smelling his clothes and stuff is just like, oh holy shit, they're going there.
Yeah,
And
I do agree with that.
it's just pretty thrilling. The like stalker stuff and the way it's written, because they're not very subtle, kind of kills it, but it has a good like push and pull of like people not believing him.
Plus, the bees.
Yeah.
You can't beat that for thrills. The gothic horror themes. Someone was killed at night.
Someone was killed at night. Is Obsession gothic horror?
Yeah, I feel it is, and like there's kind of like a familial drama kind of thing, like Sins of the Mother or whatever. That's how that works. And subtle homoeroticism.
I think you pointed out that them being a throuple as a solution kind of helps.
True.
The way that his girlfriend doesn't just like hate her and be like, hey, you can't be hanging around girls. And it's like friendly and inviting to her. It's kind of there.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy takes his shirt off and shows off his muscles, so David gets his stuff in there too.
Yeah, I feel like there wasn't as much as usual though. Not
No,
as many shirtless men or for as long. He wasn't even flexing.
no.
Ah, oh well. Maybe next time, David. So, Jory, how many tutors do you give this out of 5?
I think I would give it a 2.5 to 3. I wasn't really bored during this one. The like absurdity stuff with like digital wasps and uh her being like creepy and weird and her like threatening the guy at the party and stuff. All that there has enough of like keeping it interesting. It doesn't dip too far into like gross feel bad stuff. The stuff with the coach after she like brings up like assault is a little bad, but it doesn't kill it in the same way that like the way that they went there and the way that it was handled in The Wrong Friend did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everyone gives a pretty good performance, especially like uh, who plays Emily. She does a really good job at being like weird high school girl that's just like kind of uncomfortable, like, and it doesn't feel as off as like the other times where because they always have adults playing teenagers. I did notice that the scene where girlfriend got into her car, she had a tattoo on her hip.
Yeah, I did see that too.
But Ivy Matheson, yeah, she did a good job of just playing like a awkward, like weird teenager with a growing obsession, and like the way she looked at him with like infatuation and stuff felt very like of like that age range and stuff. And I felt it
Ivy
was pretty
Math.
fun.
Her name sounds so familiar. Oh, she was in There's Someone Inside Your House, a Netflix horror movie.
Oh, I did notice
Um,
that she was also in Under the Silver Lake. I think is probably a minor part, but that's like an artsy movie.
oh, I don't know that one.
It
Yeah, she's not in a lot,
has
but
it has Andrew Garfield and Topher Grace in it.
oh damn. Hmm. Well, there we go. I hope she does more stuff in the future. Yeah, I give this one like a a 2 to 2.5. Um, I felt it didn't elevate as much as some of the other wrong movies do. Like it doesn't do some of the stuff that my favorite wrong movies do. I felt the motivation while being bonkers was also like kind of weak and not explored as much as it could have been. I felt the climax was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was
Um,
baffled at that. That's this might be the worst ending they've had.
yeah, it's so like I said at the beginning, this movie hits some incredible highs for this series, but it does not really get there to be in like my
Mm.
top wrongs. Uh so yeah, final thoughts on The Wrong Tutor.
So there's two things that I want to bring up that I forgot to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
One, the scene where she goes to pick him up for the first tutoring, when she's backing out of the driveway, there's no one sitting in the passenger seat, and then the shot where they're going down the road right after that, there's no one in the passenger seat.
Oh no.
The other thing is the actor for Eric, Nate Wyatt, because I like looking up what these people are up to. He has 1.2 million followers on Instagram.
Dude, what? Oh my god.
Yeah, he's he's a musician. He makes music, so that's probably where it's from. Um,
Damn.
I listened to some of it. It's probably good. I don't know. It's not what I like. I'm not gonna pass judgment on it. It's very like Drake style singing about
Mm,
sex and a hot girl type like club R&B modern rap stuff.
fair enough. Yeah. He has been in 2 movies last year. He kind of took like a 4-year break, but he seems to be acting again.
Hmm.
I kind of hope he does another Wrong movie. I liked his performance here. And while we're here and shouting out actors, I do want to mention Lee Eubanks, who played Jess here and was the main girl um in The Wrong Friend, because we've praised her performance but have not shouted her out specifically.
Yeah.
So Lee Eubanks, great job. I like seeing you. I hope to see you in more. Let me check your IMDb. No. Nope, this is the last Wrong she's in. This was the Wrong Friend was her first movie, and Wrong Tutor was her second.
Oh. I wonder if they shot him like back to back.
Probably. No, no, probably not. Because Wrong Tutor was one of the ones that had like 4 released in 1 month.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Wrong Friend was in like September the previous year. Yeah. Um, Speaking of, next up we've got The Wrong Cheerleader, another Adam Rockoff. This one has has a shockingly small cast listed on the page on the Wikipedia page here. It just lists Vivica A. Fox, Christine Prosperi. Oh my god, she's a Degrassi alum. She was Imogen. And David Meza. So I'm interested to see what the hell happens in this movie that they felt the need to only list 3 actors when the Wrong Mommy lists like 7. So until then, Jory, where can people find you online?
You can find me online anywhere Jories are found at No I'm Jory, except for Blue Sky, which is jory.zone. I pay like $25 a year for that URL. I'm going to use it. I don't have an active working website right now, but I'll probably get to that sometime this year.
Yeah.
Movie stuff, letterbox, video games backlogged. I've got my other podcast. We are watching One Piece, which when this is out, it'll be back to covering One Piece. One Piece is now 26 episodes a year with 13 episode cores. So we're finding ways to fill time in between. We kind of just settled on watching, kind of taking the crux of the show and doing the same thing instead of just forcing weird 90s American advertising icons that got turned into movie franchises onto everyone. Plakwas, a longtime listener of our show, and then other stuff related to Moonshot. Listen to him, refuse to watch the movies, and just pretends it's our OC that we just make up adventures on. Which, if you're from like Europe, this probably makes more sense than if you got the full backstory on who Ernest B. Worrell is. But for this last chunk, since One Piece was on hiatus, we're covering Samurai Flamenco. It's
Ooh.
a original anime. It's not based off of existing manga or anything, about a young male model who grew up loving like tokusatsu heroes like Kamen Rider and stuff like that, and went, I want to be a hero. So he dresses up in like a bike helmet and like spandex suit and is telling kids not to litter and people to not smoke in the non-smoking areas. And he befriends a jaded police officer who is kind of dissatisfied with his day-to-day, not to whitewash the police, and I don't know enough about Japanese police, but the way it's often depicted in Japanese media is a very public servant kind of thing, where you sit at a kiosk and you give old people directions and find and keep people's wallets that were found in the park, and respond to disturbances like, these people are being loud, and you go, hey, stop that. So he's kind of, and the sense of like justice that this young man has while he's jaded with his job, like you kind of see stuff playing with that, and it also plays with a lot of like tropes that come from that stuff. It's a lot of fun. We'll be wrapping that up soon, and then back to Luffy for a while. And then after that, I get to pick a show, and I still haven't decided. So, yeah. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Punkdyke, Punkdyke. Can't believe nobody had that at, and cannot believe that after I stopped using Twitter, my mom ran away with that at, and I have been vengeful ever since. And you can find the show at wrongpodcast.bluesky.app. Not the wrong podcast.
Yes, it's Wrong Podcast at Blue Sky.
Okay. And you can email us at thewrongpodcast@gmail.com. Is that right?
Let me double check. Yes. No, it's the THEE because I made the wrong podcast and I couldn't get into it. But if you want to contact us, let us know if you're a writer. If you're listening, hit us up.
If you were in one of the wrong movies,
yes!
Email us. I wanna know. That's 2 E's for both of the thrills that David Dakota is giving. But until next time, I guess you just listened to The Wrong Podcast.
Do you miss getting kicked in the face at Warped Tour?
Did you shatter your glasses in a mosh pit in 2007?
Did you wear more studded belts than a Final Fantasy character?
Then we have the show for you.
We are So Emo I Fell Apart, a podcast about third wave emo, late night live journal updates, burnt hair, and everything in between.
Join us every second Saturday as we examine major moments in the history of emo and keep you updated on current events.
Because it was never a phase.
Hey Nessa. Hey Marn.
Hey Jacqueline.
Hey Emma, what's your favorite scary movie?
I mean, we all know it's Jaws. What about you, Nessa?
Recency bias? Sinners.
I mean, Sinners is great. I'm a really big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wait. This isn't a podcast about movies. This is Dead Teen House Party, a podcast where we talk about slasher TV shows.
Each of our episodes, we cover a few episodes of a show, summarizing, discussing, and talking about our most and least valuable survivors.
Releasing occasionally. Brought to you by the Moonshot Network.
Don't get stabbed.